Happy 2020, Desert Hot Springs. This is my January update. Hi Desert Hot Springs, Scott Mattis, your mayor. It is 2020. Can you believe that, how fast last year went and this last term went? With that said, I wanted to talk a little bit about the City Hall. If you've driven by Palm and Pearson, you've seen City Hall being constructed, coming out of the ground, and it's moving quite fast. We're looking at the next month or so. We'll give you a tour of the inside of City Hall and kind of show you what's going on there. We're pretty excited about moving all the services to one location except for police and fire, and having a one-stop shop. So when you come in, you don't have to go from construction trailer to construction trailer or downtown Desert Hot Springs to find out what you need. You can actually get all your business done in one location. So we're pretty excited about it. So look forward to that video. We'll show you that soon about how it's looking on the inside and how fast we're going to be moving in there. Before you know it, we'll be there. Economic Development Manager, we talked a lot about this the last few months. Desert Hot Springs has had a challenge when it comes to economic development, especially retail development. A lot of the commercial developers look at a radius of 5 miles, 10 miles, and look at the traffic counts. Traffic counts are quite low because a lot of people work outside the city limits, but they don't realize when you do open a business here in Desert Hot Springs that it actually thrives a lot. So we've actually had contracts over the years with economic development companies, and they just don't seem to be able to produce what we really need here in Desert Hot Springs. So our city manager thought last year, towards the end of the year, we would bring an in-house person that would actually focus on retail development for Desert Hot Springs. So 2020, it looks great for us because this person is going to actually be focused on what the needs are for Desert Hot Springs and not working for any other cities. And this person will actually bring the retail development that we want here in Desert Hot Springs, helping fill that Kmart shopping center, helping to develop new retail opportunities, and helping retailers that are here, develop more on their space-wise maybe, or even sprucing up their businesses and giving some opportunities for that. So look forward to that plan. We'll talk more about that as the year goes by. 8th Street, a lot of people have asked me what's going on 8th Street. So for many years, the Flood Control District in Riverside County has had a project to actually take a lot of the flood waters that come through Desert Hot Springs. As we all know, we're on a hill. And whenever it rains a lot here, which doesn't happen often, but when it does, it floods pretty fast here in Desert Hot Springs. But trying to divert a lot of that water. Right now, 8th Street itself is just a flood control channel that focuses it to go out into the desert. So what they're doing finally, after this plan was put together many years ago, they funded it, and it's actually being large pipe storm drains put in the ground so the water will actually go into the storm drains and then back into the flood control area out in the desert there. That should hopefully relieve some of the water that's coming out of the north end of the city. There's a lot more when it comes to flood control needs of our community, but the county doesn't have a lot of money to put towards this. So a lot of times these projects are planned out 10, 12 years in advance, and sometimes the funding just takes a long time. So that's what's going on 8th Street. It'll be reconstructed. The City Council did, a few years ago, approve the West and 8th Street dip to be reconstructed because the project itself stops before West Drive. But we wanted to actually flatten it out a little bit, make it more easier to pass through. So we did add, I believe, $100,000 or so to that project so that we could actually fix that intersection for you as you travel through there. So that project will be completed hopefully sometime in the next 90 days. So be careful when you're driving through there. Moving into 2020, the opportunities that we have. The State of the City will be in May, hosted by the Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce. What we're going to focus on is what are the opportunities for the next few years for Desert Hot Springs. Whether I'm the mayor or the city council still sitting here at the end of this year, Desert Hot Springs should focus really on what the opportunities are for the next 5 to 10 years and continue that plan. So many times what we've had a problem with is new city councils are elected, new management's brought in, and everybody wants to recreate that wheel. That's not what we need in Desert Hot Springs. What we need to do is stay on course and continue down that path of the plan that's been set for the last few years, I believe that it would be really important for Desert Hot Springs to focus on that plan and continue down that path. Now, the real sensitive subject that's been talked about a lot on Facebook. I always, get a little upset with Facebook because Facebook's kind of a one-sided trial by Facebook, which I call it, because when something goes wrong in the city, everybody blames the city council or the city staff because it's got to be their fault. So recently, we've had a road project done. This is a state transportation grant that we received 3 years ago. It takes a long time for it to get through the process and get funded, but we finally did. And the project had started on Palm Drive from Camino Aventura to Two Bunch Palms Trail. The new lighting's in, the new roadway's in, and soon there'll be new striping in there to help pedestrian and bicycle safety. New sidewalks are in, the cable lines are being put underground. So it's a really fantastic project for our community. Yes, the City Council is your voice to the projects of your community. Yes, the City Council is very boisterous to our city staff about not really liking the road project itself. Desert Hot Springs hasn't accepted the project. Desert Hot Springs has a contract with a contractor to make it right. So right now the study's being done on the road. No more work is being done on it until a third party can come in, help the city of Desert Hot Springs make a decision whether it was a machine problem, whether it was a blacktop problem. And I know everybody knows better than the city, so I understand there'll be stuff on Facebook saying, we know that it's done wrong. Well, we know too. We drive on it also. So the Desert Hot Springs, City of Desert Hot Springs didn't accept the roadway yet, and there'll be more to come on this in the next few days. So we'll be there's meetings with the contractor, and the contractor has to make it right for us. That's in their contract. They're not being paid for that. For someone to say that the City of Desert Hot Springs just went out and just hired anybody to do the job is wrong. The city government has a process. We have a process that people have to bid on the project. They have to show validation that they've done projects like this, and sometimes contractors don't do the best job, and we have to go out and fix it. And that's what will happen at no cost to the taxpayers. The job will be done right per our city manager. So please stay tuned. Let the job finish before you make your opinions. Not that I can stop anybody from making their opinions or giving their opinions. But we ask that you give us a little leeway and let the job finish first. The job's not finished. So when it's finished and you don't like it at that point, then please be boisterous about it. Please call your city council members or your mayor and let us know how you feel about these projects. Be happy to do it. But trial by Facebook, kind of not fair because it's a one-sided story and a lot of blame put in a lot of places that didn't need to be put blame on. But either way, I just wanted to update you on that project. And last, 2020, it's a new campaign year. So the City of Desert Hot Springs had been on the off cycles. In the last term that I served, the City Council had a public hearing to move our elections to the state cycle, which we did. So I finished my term of 2 years this year as mayor, and 2 council members will finish their terms. One will be Russell Betts of 4 years, and Robert Griffin, who is finishing Annie Ellie's term, who was appointed to that seat. He will actually be finishing her term this year. So this year, the voters voted in the last election a 4-year mayor. So whoever runs for mayor will be running for a 4-year term, and whoever runs for Robert Griffith's seat and Russell Betts' seat will also be running for a 4-year term. Later this year, the process will open up, applications will be taken. The state process is something that's done separately. But either way, my family and I will be making a decision whether I'll be running for mayor again sometime in the next 30 days. So look forward to an announcement in February whether I will or will not be running for mayor again. And look forward to the council members that are seated, whether they'll be running or not running again for their seats. This is an opportunity for you as constituents of Desert Hot Springs to make a decision whether you should serve on the city council or not. With that said, have a fantastic month. We'll see you again in February.